Hey, aloha, I'm Joby Weeks from Breckenridge, Colorado. The purpose of this video is to share with you a solution to our current monetary system. Mountain hours. What are mountain hours? It's organic money that we've been using in Summit County, Colorado. That's right, you heard me correctly, organic money. How can mountain hours benefit you? I'll tell you. Mountain hours expand the local money supply and keep the money in the community. Mountain hours promote and expand local shopping with an endless multiplier. Mountain hours almost doubles the local minimum wage to $10, benefiting not only workers but businesses as well, who find new and loyal customers. Mountain hours enables shoppers to afford premium prices for locally crafted goods and for locally grown organic food. Mountain hours helps start new businesses and creates jobs. It reduces dependence on imports and transportation fuels. Mountain hours will make grants to nonprofit community organizations and zero-interest loans. Mountain hours stimulate community pride and help everyone become more prosperous. And best of all, people outside of Breckenridge like you can create your own local hour currency in your communities as well. It's easy. What got me interested in going local and buying local? Well, in Breckenridge, we depend on tourists to come up and go skiing. Well, what happens in April when the snow slopes close? The tourists stop coming and half the businesses have to close. We call it mud season. The system is not sustainable, and I don't believe it's healthy to be dependent. Americans used to be able to buy gasoline for 24 cents a gallon. Now a gallon of gasoline costs $4. Gas hasn't changed, but the value of the dollar has. You see, for the last 100 years, the Federal Reserve has debased our currency with inflation by creating money out of thin air, which springs into existence out of debt that they then charge us interest on. There's more debt than there is money in circulation. It's like a game of musical chairs. There are 12 people going after 10 chairs. Someone's always going to lose. This is why our money system guarantees bankruptcies and foreclosures and endless wars. Using Federal Reserve notes, we the people are spending more than $1 trillion a year paying interest on the national debt. That's more than what we spend on housing, food, and clothing combined. Think of all the good we could do with an extra $1 trillion a year instead of having to hand it over as interest payments to a private group of bankers. You've seen what's happening in America now. Globalism is destroying our manufacturing base. Practically all of our industries have moved offshore. All the big box shops like Walmart, Target, McDonald's have moved in, and they're putting our local shops out of business. When you buy something from Walmart, that money gets sucked out of the community to some New York bank account to go pay some slave in China $1 a day. When NAFTA was passed, 1 million jobs disappeared overnight. We are losing our culture and we're losing our independence. It's time to get it back. Now, how do we do it? Well, you've heard the term time is money. Well, time is the only thing that all of us have the same amount of. Think about it. The billionaire has the same 24 hours in a day as the person looking for work. Since the private Federal Reserve System controls the domestic money supply, we've issued our own organic local money based not on debt, but instead of time, freeing us from their failed, unsustainable economic system. We need to vote with our wallets and stop using the Federal Reserve notes and instead use an organic local money created and controlled by we the people. Time-based organic money works like this. We have a 1/10 of a note hour, which is worth $1. We have a half-hour note that trades for $5. We have a 1-hour note that's worth $10, and we have a 2-hour note worth $20. Now you may be asking, why would a business want to accept time-based organic money alongside cash, Visa, and MasterCard? Well, because time-based organic money doesn't charge 3% on each transaction like Visa does. We, on the other hand, pay businesses to use mountain hours. Each business who accepts mountain hours is given 10 hours or the equivalent of $100 when they join. Every 3 months thereafter, we give each business an additional 10 hours to spend with the other businesses in the community. With 100 businesses, that's the equivalent of $10,000 being added to the community economy every 3 months. Once $50,000 worth of time-based organic money is in the economy, there will be about $1 million a month of transactions taking place. That's the equivalent of creating 150 jobs at $20,000 a year per job. Mountain hours creates more taxable transactions, creating more revenue for your town. The goal is to eventually be able to pay a percentage of your taxes to the town in hours. Then the town will eventually be paying their employees a percentage of their paycheck in hours too. The end goal would be to eventually use hours for all transactions. You see, Thomas Jefferson said that if the people of America ever allow a private bank like the Federal Reserve to issue the nation's currency, first by inflation, then by deflation, the banks and corporations that grow up around we the people will deprive us of our property until we wake up homeless on the continent our forefathers conquered. Well, isn't that what's happening today? With time-based organic money, we can make our towns more prosperous, our families free, and the Federal Reserve debt-based system becomes obsolete. We encourage you to come to Breckenridge and see Mountain Hours in action, or create your own local organic hour currency in your community. Details can be found at communityhours.com. We have templates to design your money, scripts to read to the merchants to get them to come on board, and an ebook that explains why we all need to come together and do this before it's too late. Remember to check out our website, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and get involved. You are the leader we've been waiting for. I'm Joby Weeks. Thanks for taking action and joining us in this mission to save America, one community at a time.